Hold on one second. Is
I'm
my background showing anything
already
weird?
recording. Nope. Your
Yeah, Nanny's
background is
computer.
great. All right. Welcome everybody to S+ Marketing Live. We are super excited to be here today. You may notice that we have recorded this week. We had a conflict tomorrow, and so I'm pulling back the veil to tell you that this is recorded. Good news is someone's going to be on, just like always, answering questions, chatting away. So say hi to me. Hi. We have changed the format of S+ Marketing Live because we want to offer more value. So we're jam-packing our time with useful information, updates, tidbits, even like ponderings on what's new in marketing right now. So that's what this episode is going to be all about. It's titled Facebook Avatars, YouTube Select, and more. Ooh, what's the more part? I don't know. We're going to find out. So let's get started really quickly. Before we dive in, I would like you guys to start a watch party if you would. You can do that pretty simply. From the video you're watching, you're going to click the share button. At the bottom, it says click start a watch party. And if you don't see a share button, then you have to click on the video itself, and then it opens up, expands, and then you tried it. So start a watch party if you would. This gives us the opportunity to talk to more people, and you get to share all of our amazing ponderings with, your people. So go ahead and do that. Chad, can you tell us who this episode is sponsored by while people start their watch parties?
All right. Today's episode is sponsored by Kohl's. Kohl's decided that they would reach out to us and give us some money to sponsor this episode because they have nobody coming into their facilities right now, unfortunately. So buy online. You still need clothing during COVID because once you go to the supermarket, you want to come back and burn those clothes promptly. So go to Kohl's and replace your clothes.
That was amazing.
To full disclosure, they did not give us any money to advertise, and we're not authorized to speak on their behalf. Anything that you heard prior to this was actually satire and not intended to be serious.
That's amazing.
Oh my goodness. I hope nobody took that seriously. If you took that seriously, you don't need to watch this show.
Nice. So let's dive in. Y'all may have noticed that Facebook avatars are exploding all over Facebook. And you also may have noticed that none of them look like us, which is hilarious. I don't know why that is. I blame the face shapes. The jaws on these things are bizarro land. So that's my theory about why no one looks like anyone. But I took the liberty, actually, of creating avatars of the four of us because I thought that'd be cute. So I'm going to share real quick our avatars. First, my winky face. There's my winky face. Can you guys see the winky face?
Oh, that's actually super cute.
That is super cute. It actually looks like you.
It does. Amy, you should use this time to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Great idea.
There you go.
I love it.
Talk
So,
about ourselves.
yeah, we should. And to be honest with you, this is my first time leading our Facebook Live, and I'm following a script kind of well, so just bear with me. But anyway, so I'm Amy Alexander. I am our creative director. My whole world is about keeping brands unified and making sure that from the person answering the phone all the way to your graphics and your logo, everything tells the same brand story. So Dave, you want to introduce yourself? In the meantime, I'm going to show your new avatar.
I want to see the avatar before I introduce myself because I might use a different name. Where's the avatar? Come on. Oh, that's great. It looks like my sales coach. But I will say he has more hair than I do, so that's good. And he has nice, white, shiny teeth. He also has a pocket square, which is very unlike me. So I think you need to revise this. My name is Dave Mills. I'm the Chief Growth Officer, and I like to get into the headspace of marketing and sales to help people to think straight and to do better at all that stuff.
Awesome. Jennifer, do you like to say hi?
I would. And I'm also super excited to see my Hi. Yes, my name's Jennifer Bailey here with Story, and I am the web strategist. My job is to get into those websites and make sure everybody knows what's terrible about them so that we can make them way better. And that's my job. So, hi, everybody.
Love it. Chad, you're up next, buddy.
All right, let's do this thing. That's my
I
favorite
thought that was
word.
appropriate.
That's my favorite word in the English language. Considering the vast improvement of this avatar, it looks nothing like me. But anyways, I am Chad Alexander, and apparently no is the most frequently used in my word in my vocabulary. I do have twin girls who are young, so yes, no is top of mind current most of the time. I am a video strategist with Story Collaborative, and I help people conceptualize to finalize their videos and put them out there for the wild to consume, the audience that you're targeting. So it's a lot of fun.
Love it. So today we're talking about other than Facebook avatars, because who cares? A bunch of really great stuff, mostly the major news happening in the marketing world. We want to help you understand what it means for you, and hopefully give you some practical tips and really great, conversational information. What to say when what. So we're going to start with our first segment, Repeat After Me. We're going to talk about what to say if someone asks you about YouTube Select. Take us away, Chad.
If somebody asks you what YouTube Select is, am I doing this right? I still don't understand this.
Yeah. What
cool.
do you say when someone asks you about YouTube Select? Please tell us.
I say it's
I would say
it's a
nothing.
less sucky way for YouTube to deliver ads to people. Okay, that's what it is.
Can you tell us about it? What's this YouTube Select thing that just got launched? And
Sure. Yeah. YouTube Select, it is replacing Google Preferred, which came out in like 2014. And basically, they've noticed since COVID in March, they had an 80% year after year increase on YouTube TV. So they're like, let's jump on this, right? They've had a lot of issues with their ad platform for a couple of years. I would think I consistently get car ads. I'm like, I'm not in the buying process for for cars. I don't like watch car videos and all this stuff, right? So I think they're starting to realize that their advertising really sucks and it needs to be improved. So now they're integrating all of their their YouTube content. They've been doing a lot of YouTube originals. They want to integrate TV, movies, and put it all under one roof and have a better ad platform for marketers to look into, and better metrics that are a little bit better fidelity. And they're talking about trying to make localized ads a little bit better as well. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I'm glad they're finally doing it because it's well deserved. And I think their pivot to YouTube Music was kind of misguided. So I'm glad they're starting to right the ship. So
it'll be really interesting. I mean, we're seeing all these streaming platforms pop up. We're seeing places like Disney Plus, for instance. They took all their stuff off everyone else, and so we were forced to pay $4.99 or $6.99 a month, so that our children could watch Moana on repeat. And so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see YouTube kind of delve into originals and things like that. All right, awesome. So let's talk about ads in the wild.
Woohoo! Yay. So we're going to talk about ads out in the wild, guys. And we see ads all day long. I think it was one of my absolute favorite episodes of the cartoon, the adult cartoon. It's not Simpsons. It's the other one.
Family Guy.
Family Guy. Start off South Park.
Thank you. It's one of my favorite episodes of South Park where they talk about the ads and how the ads take over the world, because basically that's what they're doing to us. So we're going to talk about ads in the wild. We're going to look at an ad and we're going to decide how it impacts our lives, if at all. and why it was created the way it was. Now, my favorite company to talk about when it comes to like positioning your brand is Apple. And that's because Steve Jobs did an incredible genius job of taking products, and instead of being a product, they were like some kind of superpower. They change your life. So Apple has managed to reinvent products that were already available on the market and got consumers to think that they hadn't ever seen anything like them before.
Think different.
Think different. Exactly. So Steve Jobs says marketing is about values. It's a complicated and noisy world, and we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. So we really have to be clear about what we want them to know about us. And that's one of the things I love about Apple's ads. Now, let's take a look at an ad really quickly. I was gonna look at the iPhone 11 ad, one of the ads for the iPhone 11, which came out last September. Okay, and before we look at the ad, like I have to say this: these ads came out last September, and then guess what happened to the world? Pandemic. So then everyone, I feel like, kind of just forgot about the iPhone 11, forgot about the new fancy shiny products. Maybe they started to remember again if they got their checks from the government in the mail. I don't know. So then I started seeing this Apple iPhone 11 ad on my Apple TV, you know, like on Disney Plus and the other guys. I started seeing these ads again, and I was reminded. I was like, whoa, this phone is so cool. But this ad doesn't like just show you the phone or whatever. It actually makes you feel like you could be this invincible person with the phone. So all that to say that I'm not going to show you this iPhone 11 ad at all. I've actually decided to show you the very first Apple Super Bowl commercial that introduced the Macintosh computer, because this ad, nobody can touch it. It is the ad of all ads. So I need to figure out how to share my screen, because sometimes I'm technology challenged, and that's okay. All right, can we see YouTube here?
We can.
Here we go.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the information and the old history of a garden of pure ideology, where each one remained secure from the pests of very comforting. The force is more powerful than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, one will, one resolve, one cause. No one else shall call themselves one, but we shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh, and you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
So classic.
So how awesome was that commercial? Like, first of all, they just threw out your entire concept of the world, like in one commercial. It was all ideals and pure values. The whole thing was. They didn't even show the computer. They didn't even show a person on a computer. They didn't even show a person having a challenge and needing a computer or anything like that. So I thought that was incredible. And that is my Ads in the Wild segment today.
Love it.
Ridley Scott directed that. So, you know, he's done Gladiator, Alien. So there you go. Very good stuff.
That's actually one of like the first ads you see when you go into marketing school. You know, they're like, so let's talk about 1984, the Apple ad. And you're like, let's. Awesome. Thank you, Jen. That was fantastic. So now Dave's going to give us a term of the week. This is something I'm really excited about because there's so much jargon in marketing. So we're going to learn what this week's term is.
All right. Well, I've got a really important word for you today. This reminds me of Sesame Street, but I'm going to blow your mind with this word. The word is bounce rate. And you hear this word bounce rate. This is like when you're looking at Google Analytics, this is like the Red Bull flag that gets waved. Bounce rate. Oh my gosh, I have a bounce rate. Well, here's what bounce rate means. It means someone came to your website and they didn't do anything. So what that means is it means that you have not created something that they want to do on your website. You haven't given them anything to download. They haven't been able to click a video. They haven't been able to chat with you. They haven't been able to subscribe. They haven't been able to click to get something else. They simply came and they left. It's actually a very sad thing. It doesn't mean that they hate you. It doesn't mean that you are dumb. It doesn't mean any of those things. It doesn't mean that your website is completely bad. But it does mean that the page that people are looking to find when they get there, there's nothing to do. It's like going to the beach when the beach is closed. That's a bounce rate. Now, by the way, the beach is open in our state, Virginia, on Friday. So
That
just
was
all right. So bounce rate. So that's what it means. Don't let anybody beat you up with the bounce rate. And if your bounce rate's above 70%, then you've got a serious problem, right? If your bounce rate's below 20%, then someone's lying to you. And your analytics are inverted, the code's in there backwards or something. So you're gonna have a bounce rate. These are people that went to your website, and that's how it works. I do have a bonus word though.
Ooh,
Right,
a
very
bonus
good.
word. I have a bounce rate story. Okay. I have a bounce
go.
rate story. So when I worked in higher education, we had this amazing marketing consulting group that came and did all kinds of fancy stuff. They built us a microsite for our admissions campaign that year. And everyone hated it, and they had to prove that it worked. And so they came back and they said, after, I don't know, a couple weeks of being launched, they said, your bounce rate is 0.01%. We've never seen a bounce rate that low. And I was pretty lowly at the time. I wasn't really someone who could speak up and say, you're full of crap. But I was thinking to myself, I think your analytics were improperly installed, because a 0.01 bounce rate is just not a thing. So anyway, my funny story. All right, what's your bonus term?
Hey, so you used my bonus word in a sentence, which I thought was so great. The bonus word for today is microsite. Microsite. So what is a microsite? Well, it's a smaller version of a website that has a very specific function. So for instance, for schools, they might have an admissions microsite or a preschool microsite. And the purpose of that microsite is to serve people who have a specific need or interest, who you might be driving from ads. If you're in some other industry, then a microsite might be a way that you can get something launched quickly without having to completely revise and edit your bloated, massive legacy website. So a microsite is a great solution. That's the bonus word for today. I can't see what you're holding up, Chad. You have to say it because it's too small. What does it say?
Microsite.
Microsite.
So Chad's like the official video caption engineer, except that he's writing in cursive and it's too small to read. So it's captions fail.
It's my chicken scratch.
That's my term of the week. Next time I have a term of the week that will totally blow your mind.
Awesome. I'm excited for that. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the 5 W's. Every week we want to cover a quick story that's marketing related with the 5 W's, you know, classic journal, who, what, when, why, where. So today we're talking about who is PepsiCo. PepsiCo, you know, the owner of like your favorite brands like Quaker or Gatorade and all things Frito-Lay.
Or Coke.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm a Coke fan. Never mind. Sorry. So, sorry for that.
Who, PepsiCo, they launched 2 websites where you or me or really anyone can go and buy carby, sugary, delicious snacks, drinks, dips, bars, you know, all the yummy, horrible things directly from PepsiCo and have them shipped to your house.
Wait a minute. Are these microsites?
We're going to get to that. Yes, they are microsites, actually. So they launched 2 e-commerce direct-to-consumer websites. They did it this month, like in the middle of COVID. And the vice president and the head of e-commerce said that it was an idea that was conceptualized and delivered and launched in 30 days, which is that just blows my mind. Where you can check this out at pantryshop.com and snacks.com. Snacks.com has all things Frito-Lay. Pantryshop.com has the other stuff like Quaker, Gatorade. These are all brands I don't actually buy. I think it's gross, but though delicious. But the why, of course, is this is the level of change that's going to be required out of all of us in a post-COVID era. To have someone who is still probably going to make the majority of their money, at the store when people are shopping, to have them launch 2 e-commerce sites just to make sure they don't lose any market share is crazy. They also have these, Rise and individual packages that have a collection of things, and then one of them is called the Rise and Shine box or whatever. You can wake up to, I don't know, Gatorade and Quaker Oat bar, but
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Sounds like a gamer's dream right there.
So the major lesson to be learned here is that while function will have to be innovated heavily through this time and beyond, so will format. And there is, in fact, a way. They didn't go change what they do. They didn't go change their Frito-Lay recipe or put out rainbow Gatorade, which would be cool. All they did was change their format. They said, yeah, you can have it. You don't have to go to the store. We'll just ship it straight to you. So pretty interesting story. We'll be interested to see what other companies are innovating at this format at this level. All right, Jen, can you tell us things not to say?
Oh, yes.
Not to
I
say.
guess I can tell you things not to say, things not to say to your toddler when she wakes up from a nap.
Yes, it can be anything. Things not to say.
Okay.
This week it's going to be in your ads. Things not to say in your ads.
Things not to say in your ads. So, in these challenging times, ads are getting harder and harder to sell. In these very, very uncertain times, our company is here for you. But thanks to the first responders, everything's going to be okay. Oh, but do I have to wear a mask when I get to the register? So those are definitely things not to say in your marketing. Okay, I will tell you, awesome. I will personally delete the email. So that's all I have.
Great.
I just want to let you guys know that Kohl's does not have that kind of marketing, because this episode is sponsored by Kohl's.
So there was actually an asymmetric study done around this, what people are tired of. They're tired of the sameness. They also feel exploited when you say things like, when you run an ad that's thank you so much to all. They're no, you're so full of crap. Crap apparently is my word of the day. So if you're going to run some ads that are COVID, they can still be COVID related, but really just people want to know, how is your business changing to open? What's your reopening plan? What does that mean for me? That's the kind of information they want. If they're not going to get that COVID topic, just move on. Just run any other kind of ad that's not COVID related.
If they want to know about your COVID stuff, they're going to find out. They're going to look it up. Okay? You don't have to shove it in their face anymore.
A good example is this thing you shared from pantryshop.com from PepsiCo. So they don't say, in these difficult times. Now, we all know what a pain in the neck it is to go to the grocery store, right? You have to wear a hazmat suit. You have to walk on the arrows, only one direction. If I wanted to go get a package of cookies or some chips and dip or some Pepsi, I would not do it. So instead of Pepsi advertising and saying, "Oh, you poor people deprived by the shutdown of your snacks," they realize that what people are saying is, "I need snacks." So they're saying, hey, we'll deliver them. So this is a great market lesson. How many other companies within a driving distance of your business or your house could have been offering to deliver you a package of snacks. Like every local convenience store, every small grocery store, a lot of folks could have done this, but PepsiCo beat them to it. So,
not to mention, snacks are kind of expensive, but they're also like, you know, they're not buying steak or wine. And so when you think about having an Instacart delivered with like some cookies and chips, you're kind of like, yeah, I'm not paying an extra $20 for like a package of cookies and chips so that I can poison myself. So yeah, very smart, very, very smart. All right, so let's conclude, Dave, if you would, with whatever you want to share, whether it's some kind of really great new upcoming trading or maybe an inspirational quote from the Monster Cookie Monster.
Oh man, don't talk about cookies, please. I noticed that the PepsiCo thing, they actually are delivering pancake mix. Like, so I want to share with you a term that's being tossed around right now. This is actually my third bonus word of the day. And here's the word which applies to this PepsiCo thing. I just got to say it. So there's a thing out there right now called digital Darwinism. And what that means is, think about, you know, there's a book that talks about being blue ocean, red ocean. Someone can think of the name of that if you want to help me out. Blue ocean is when you're inventing something that doesn't exist. Red ocean is when you're in a crowded market. So if you're in a crowded market, here's what's happening. The bigger sharks, PepsiCo, are going to come along and they are going to eat you. That is digital Darwinism. So if you're a local business, if you are an innovator, if you're an entrepreneur, if you have a business at all, if you have a school, if you have whatever kind of thing you do, you need to think about what you can do to innovate so that the PepsiCo shark does not come and eat you. And you have to live in the shark's stomach with Aunt Jemima pancake mix and caramel flavored something. I'm looking at their website. So the digital Darwinism is when the bigger fish eat the smaller fish, digitally speaking. So there's a lot of businesses, a lot of nonprofits too, that I'm just telling you, I don't want to be a downer, but I'm telling you, the big fish are looking for you. So what you need to do is you just need to realize that, hey, I'm hungry too, and I am going to get my own snacks, so to speak.
Not to mention, in that same asymmetric study, they showed that people right now are more receptive to local small business ads. Yeah. So, you know.
I wish there was like a website that said, buy this local instead. So when you go into Amazon, you put something in, instead, you find out where you could get that locally. So there's a great opportunity. This is an opportunity for people to innovate and try things. And so if you have a crazy idea, my advice to you is do it.
That's great advice.
Wait, someone owns that. Love it. All right, well, this concludes our session. Remember that stories are the ultimate human technology. If you thought this was useful, remember that we're here every week, same time, same Facebook place. So long.